Hey Coyotes, Mr. Mayberry here again, of course. Welcome back to PE. We want you to know we really appreciate you working with us this year, but I also want you to know that today I get to share something and I'm really looking forward to it. Something that I do a lot of, and that's something called rucking. Very simply put, rucking is putting a backpack on with weight in it and then going out and going for a walk. There are various ways to do that, and I'll share some thoughts with you a little bit later on that. All you need is a backpack, and there are a lot of different ones. I have 2 examples today, and some weight and some time to go out and walk. My rucksack is right here. Right here, have a 20-pound cast iron plate. There's a stiff board right here, and it's got a little bit of padding. I'll put the metal plate in it right now. You have a backpack, and hopefully you've gone to get it already, and if you haven't, here's what you need to get. You need to get your backpack, some kind of a notebook. Here's my teacher's plan book, right? You can slide that in, or you can get like a skinnier 3-ring binder, and then you need to get some cans of food. So if you haven't done that, do it right now. Just hit pause, go get a backpack, some kind of a stiff board like a notebook or something, several cans of food. So I've got a backpack that I've used for many years, but for you, you want to, now this has a stiff board here, so I'm fairly well protected if a can wants to poke me, but I want a little more protection from like the corner of a can sticking right into my spine. All right, so I've got a notebook there, and then I'm going to put these cans in. And these cans basically figure a pound a can. I put the cans in here. Now, how many do I have in there? 1, 2, 3. So how many pounds do I have? Because you want to keep track of the pounds of material. So I've got 3 pounds of weight plus the book in here. Well, I'm going to add 2 more because I want to see what that'll add up to. Remember, you don't need a fancy anything to do this. You should bring water whenever you go out. If I'm using my water bottle with this backpack, I can stick it in here. I can reach around and pull it out and then put it back. So this bag with the bag, the water, and the weight in it, and the notebook is 12.3 pounds. Here's what I want to tell you about that. That's too much for many of you. Don't start with that much weight. I would start with less. So let's see what it takes to get less. So I get into the main compartment where I put those cans. I'm going to pull out, let's see, that was 12, so I'm going to subtract a couple of pounds. I'm going to have 2 cans, the notebook, and the water bottle. All right, so I'll zip it up. Okay. And then I'm going to lift it up. Now that says 9 pounds even. Okay, with all that water in there, I've got 9 pounds of stuff in there. I'm going to see how much the water weighs. This bottle is 2.8 pounds. We don't want you carrying too much weight. For our younger students, say kindergarten through 3rd or 4th grade, 5 to 8 pounds should be plenty. If you're an older student, and particularly if you're a larger, older student, some of you are about as tall as I am now, you can carry a little bit more weight. But it's better to go lighter than heavier. Don't overdo the weight. If you're carrying the water and some cans of food in there, that's really all you need. Now, some reminders. The weight can be anything. I like these because they're almost indestructible. They're not going to get broken in there. Don't carry anything with glass. In fact, get some help from mom and or dad. In a little bit, we're going to be doing what we call Ruck PT, Ruck Physical Training. We're using our rucksack as an exercise device. When you're getting ready to do this, get some help as to figure out where and exactly how much you should have in there. Here's an indicator. If I'm standing and I've got my ruck here, I've got a handle on mine. If you don't have handles, you can grab the straps. If you're going to pull your elbows high, now I'll sit down so you can see me. If you're going to pull with your elbows high, elbows going up, but like this, you should be able to get that to your chin, okay? Notice how high my elbows are. So if it's like, You got too much in there. Take some of that stuff out. Here's a summary. Rucking is walking with weight on your back in a backpack. It's functional fitness training. You need to have a ruck loaded, a backpack loaded, but not too much. Don't go too heavy. And then we're going to do ruck or backpack fitness. Looking forward to it. We'll see you later. Hello, coyotes. This week's lesson is going to be a little different. Different kind of a lesson for you. We're going to be learning about rucking. It's what I'm doing right now. I put weight on my back and I'm going for a walk. Why would a person do this? I mean, it's 20 pounds on my back. Exercise. Why would I want to put something heavy on my back, or even heavy-ish, and walk around town? It's good for me. It's good for you if you were to do it. And I really enjoy it. But the main reasons are exercise and enjoyment. What is the component of fitness that has to do with how long you can do something that will require air, like running, biking uphill, swimming over time? Cardiorespiratory endurance, right? Imagine being able to do something for 20 minutes as opposed to 2 minutes. That takes endurance. Cardiorespiratory endurance. So I can walk as fast or slow as I want. I try to walk a little faster than I'm comfortable. I also take hills. Hills are our friend. So with cardiorespiratory endurance, we're working to get our heart and our lungs and their systems all working together to provide us with oxygen when our bodies are a little stressed. One of the ways we can do that is to go run. Okay, that's great. Or go swimming. Any of those things. The goal is not to walk like you're at the mall and you're window shopping. The goal is to get up and get moving. When we're talking about endurance, we're talking about actually a couple of different kinds. The cardiorespiratory, of course, but we're also talking about physical endurance. The ability to keep going. But another reason we want to go out walking like this, it's enjoyable. One thing is, should I go out alone? Probably no. So probably don't go out alone. You'll have to pick a time of day that'll work for everybody. So here we are, St. Edward State Park. It's a great place to come. I'm combining my exercise time with some time in nature in a beautiful place. We need to be able to connect what we're doing to what's going on in our body by putting all these miles on my feet and my legs and my lungs and my heart. They're becoming stronger. When I went around the end of Lake Washington there, that was my longest one so far, I stopped and changed my socks. So I learned that I have to plan ahead a little bit. The main thing is to set it up so that you're successful. Success doesn't mean easy. There'll be times when it could get hard, and you have to decide what you're going to do about that. Are you going to work your way through it, or are you going to stop? I've had some experiences doing this that I'd rather not repeat. And I've had many, many experiences that I would love to repeat over and over. Now the pileated woodpecker is my favorite. That's the big tall one with a big red head. And he has a loud, interesting, beautiful call. Did you hear that? That sounds like a pileated woodpecker pounding on one of these trees here. It doesn't get much better than this. But you got to do several things. You got to carry your own backpack. You need to do the walking yourself. Here comes a bike rider. Hi. Great, you?
Another day in paradise.
Oh, you bet. That's cool. He's out here getting his workout in. Anyway, so you need a backpack, and then you need some weight. A few cans of vegetables, whatever. I'd use smaller items. All of this is you're working with your parent to figure all this out. Then you got to figure out who am I going to go with, and this is a great activity for families or for one of your parents to have some good time with you. You figure out where you're going to go. Today I thought I'd want to come down to the park because number one, I love the park. And number two, I don't have to deal with cars and sidewalks and everything, but I do have to deal with these roots. We're going to go up this hill. Why? Because it's hard. Hard things are not bad. If you notice, I don't know if you can tell yet, but my breathing has changed. This hill comes in two halves, and I'm up a little more than halfway on the first half right now. It's a challenge. Remember, we do things that are hard because they make us better. We have to get better to be successful. And my body is having to adapt to the work I'm doing, and that's the key. Our brain adapts, our techniques, the things we do adapt. We adapt them to the situation, and our body adapts to it. It doesn't like to be out of breath, right? So it finds ways to get better. While it's a challenge, it's a little bit tough. It's probably the best thing I could have done today. And that doesn't mean easy. The idea is to get better and stronger and learn about yourself. And that's what rucking does.